In this video we're going to be looking at the second cycle in Irish mythology, which is the Ulster Cycle. If you've not already seen my video on the mythological cycle, I suggest you go and watch that first. Some of the information explained here will relate to that cycle.
The Ulster Cycle is set during the 1st century, and mainly takes place in the province of Connacht and Ulster. A lot of these tales deal with Cuchulainn and Conqueror MacNess, King of Ulster. The northeastern corner of Ireland, then known as the Kingdom of Oullette, features heavily. The Oullette people had close ties with the Irish colonies in Scotland, and part of Cuchulainn's training takes place in that colony. The tales and poetry from this cycle differs from the mythological cycle, as rather than armies fighting armies, we see more one-on-one combat. We see tales of heroes' births, training, battles, great feasts, and deaths. And wealth is often measured in cattle. It's important to point out that most of these stories are written in prose, and the centerpiece of the Ulster Cycle is the Tarnbog Colonia. Important tales from this cycle include the tragic death of Aoife's only son, the destruction of Dodurga's hostel, and the exile of the sons of Usnach, a source of plays by W.B. Yeats. Some of the figures from the mythological cycle also appear in the Ulster Cycle, and the same shape-shifting magic is still evident, alongside a grim realism. The mythological cycle is known as the Golden Age, whereas the Ulster Cycle is referred to as the Heroic Age, as rather than deities, the figures are seen as having a more mortal life tied to a specific location.
In future videos I'm going to be going more in depth into the tales and the actual figures found in this cycle. And as you can tell from this video, I've tried to switch up my format a little bit. I've incorporated some imagery, which I feel helps in the storytelling process. I feel having the imagery on screen a lot more interesting than simply staring at me telling the stories. So I'm going to try and keep up with this, and it'll more than likely evolve a little bit as the videos go on. But that's all for now. In my next video we're going to be looking at the third cycle, which is the Fenian Cycle.